Hi, if your club has got indoor nets this year and it's on a facility indoors which has got a wooden floor, quite often they don't allow you to use cricket balls. Using an Incredible or a wind ball might not be ideal, so the alternative is to create your own tape ball. A tape ball. What is a tape ball? Tape ball is a tennis ball covered in tape. The tape used is commonly an electrician's tape. It's very sticky and has a high gloss and sticks well to a tennis ball. What tennis ball should you use? Well, this one's a dog ball, hasn't got much of a bounce, so I've ruled that one out. This is a Dunlop tennis ball. It's been used by players and they say it's lost its initial bounce, but it's still good enough to play indoors. So I'm going to show you how to make a tape ball. Get the end of the tape and start wrapping it around the centre of the ball. As you attach it to the ball, just pull it a fraction, and then when you get round to the other side to meet the starting point, overlap it by about 5mm and keep pulling as far up as you can go. It's good to get a good stretch on it, but you want the ball, you want the tape to be smooth with no little ridges. And then when you get so far around the ball, switch sides and go around the other side and just keep going until the whole of the ball is covered. If you want to know how to make a tape ball with a seam, keep watching to the end of the video. Then you get to a point where the turning circle on it, or the circumference of the ball, the area of the ball is a bit too tight to get a nice smooth finish on it. So again, switch to the other side and just change the angle. Now we go across the seam. So, but when we get to the other side, we just cover the exposed tennis ball, and again this side, so eventually you completely cover the tennis ball. You get smaller and smaller area being exposed. And we're nearly there. Couple more circles, couple more rounds on the ball, and the tennis ball will be completely covered. I think that's it. Here we go. And then just pull and break to give it extra secure tape fitting. Where the tape end is, if we just go over that again and we just go around one more time, and then until we meet where we started on this loop, and then again just break it off, and there we go. And there you go, that's how you make a tape ball. That's ready for use, and that should last you at least one session. You may need to, as the bat hits it, sometimes it can cause a few creases, but generally that will last you at least one session. But it's a simple fix. Just get more tape and redo. I did promise you to show you how, if you wanted to put a seam on to try and make it feel a little bit more realistic, well, this is the way I've done it in the past, and why don't you give it a go? So I have got, obviously, the tape ball I've just prepared. I've got some twine. This is from a nylon rope. There's 3 strands of this make up the rope. Is probably about 8mm in diameter. So what you need is 2 of these, and you stick this to a piece of tape. Well, I've already done this, not got it on as straight as I'd like, but there we go. It's on there, and that creates a seam. So what you do then is attach one loop to the ball and then go around and try and make it as close to the center as possible. And then when you go around, all the way around, you should meet the other side. Now that, if you left it like that, is going to fall off quite quickly. So just go over with a bit more tape. And if you go around to the side of the seam, which then creates the seal between the new piece of tape you've put on and the original bit of tape ball, and again pull to take any creases out and stretch, and let me go all the way around. And once we get to the other side, we can go over the top, not pulling too hard, otherwise it flattens the false seam that we've just put in. And then we go around the other side of the seam until we've gone completely around the ball, complete 360 degrees. And we get back to this starting point there. And then if you go around now the center bit, just over the top, just to give you a little bit of an extra seal that goes between. That then joins up the two that you put either side of the seam and then the one across the middle of the seam. Then you get to the end, just break it off. You can use scissors for that, but there we go. That's a tape ball with a seam. So two versions of a tape ball, one with a seam, one without. You could also do a half and half ball. You could create white tape on this side and the red on this. If you're going to do that, I would say do the whole ball in red and then go over one side with white or yellow. It's up to you what color you use. And then you can actually tell how the ball reacts in the air and try, and if you did put a seam on the ball, you could then coach young players how to hold the ball, and you can see the variation, a swing variation in the air. I hope you found the video useful. As I said, why don't you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too if you could. Until next time.